APJ Abdul Kalam was a great scientist, teacher, and leader who dedicated his entire life to the nation. Abdul Kalam is perhaps the only name that is respected by people of every religion, caste, and age group. In his remarkable 83 years of life, APJ Abdul Kalam gave the world many life lessons. Today, we will discuss some of those special life lessons. Lesson number 1. You should have a great aim. Although Abdul Kalam was born in a small village, his dreams were very big. From the very beginning, he wanted to do something great for the country. In one of his quotes, he also says, "You have to dream before your dreams can come true." That is, before your dreams can be fulfilled, you must first dare to dream. Abdul Kalam often inspired students to think big in his speeches. He used to say, "Those who dare to imagine the impossible are the ones who break all human limitations." Abdul Kalam never thought small. He studied aerospace engineering at the Madras Institute of Technology, MIT, which was the best technology institute of that time. After that, he joined DRDO. Recognizing Abdul Kalam's talent, NASA even offered him a job and an opportunity to settle in America. But Abdul Kalam wanted to do something for his own country, India. He was not tempted by money or comfort. After that, Abdul Kalam returned to India, and when he started working here, he didn't even have an office to work in. Abdul Kalam and his team used to do all their work from a church near the beach. They had set up their rocket launcher and all other machines right there on the beach. The condition was so bad that rocket had to travel on bicycle and bullock cart. India's first missile was also launched from there, and that missile too was brought in on a bicycle. Photos of this are still available today. Despite all these problems, Abdul Kalam and his team did not stop and successfully completed major projects like SLV-3 and PSLV. When SLV-3 was launched for the first time, it failed. After this, Abdul Kalam faced a lot of criticism. However, within just a year, he worked even harder and completed that project. Even after this, Abdul Kalam was not satisfied because at that time all neighboring countries like China and Pakistan were also developing a large number of missiles. That's why he also developed outstanding missiles like Prithvi, Akash, Trishul, Nag and Agni so that India could become stronger and show the rest of the world how powerful the country truly is. After that, he made a significant contribution to the Pokhran nuclear project, because of which today we are also counted among the nuclear powers. After serving the country continuously for 40 years, even when he retired in 1999, he did not stop. Abdul Kalam was very passionate about teaching, so he went to a university so that he could teach children and start his teaching career. After this, in 2002, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee called him and said, "Kalamji, the election for the position of president is going to be held soon, and our party would like to recommend your name for it." So, after thinking for a while, Abdul Kalam agreed to participate in the election for president. Now, obviously, everyone knew about his work and the 40 years of effort he had dedicated to the country. That is why he won the presidential election. People respected him so much that everyone wanted Abdul Kalam to become the president of the country. That is why he is also called the People's President today. He served as the President of India from 2002 to 2007. Even while holding such a high position, he led a completely simple life. He did not even own any significant personal property. He only had a house in Ramaswaram, which had been built by his father. He owned 2,400 books, 6 shirts, 4 pairs of pants, and 1 pair of shoes. Abdul Kalam was a person who believed in simple living and high thinking. He often used to say that setting small goals is akin to committing a sin. A person should always aspire to achieve something big. One should do something so significant that the world remembers them even after they are gone. After this, his second life lesson is, you should continuously acquire knowledge. Abdul Kalam believed that having a strong knowledge of your field is extremely important for success. That is, whatever field you want to succeed in, whether it's politics, business or sports, you must continuously acquire knowledge about it. You have to keep learning continuously, whether you learn from books, from your own experiences or from a mentor. But you must keep learning all the time. APJ Abdul Kalam paid a lot of attention to his education. He had more than 2,400 books in his library. Once when he was a child, there was a very good math teacher in his village. This teacher taught math extremely well. But he had one rule. The rule was that any child who wanted to learn math from him had to come to study at 4 out in the morning, and that too after bathing and getting ready. Still, Abdul Kalam was so passionate about education that he would wake up early, bathe, and go to that teacher to study math. It didn't matter whether it was winter or rainy season. Abdul Kalam often visited many schools so that he could provide proper guidance and knowledge to the children. Now, gaining knowledge doesn't mean that you start reading about everything under the sun. You just need to keep continuously increasing your knowledge related to your own field. Because only when you have proper knowledge about how to achieve the goals you've set for yourself will you actually be able to work towards them. For example, if you've decided that you want to enter politics, but you don't even know how to talk to people, how to build connections with major politicians, or how to become a member of the Lok Sabha, then how will you grow in politics? That's why, whatever work you're planning to do, first make sure you have proper knowledge about it. Number 3. You should work hard. This point is the most important because many people dream big and gather all the related information and knowledge from the internet and from others. But when it comes to actually putting in the hard work and working towards those goals, many people back out. That's why you'll find many people today who know everything about how they can improve their lives, but they don't actually do anything themselves. However, Abdul Kalam was not like that. He was a very hard-working person. During his 5-year tenure as president, he took only 2 days off. The first leave was on the occasion of his father's death, and the second was when his mother passed away. Before this, when he was working at DRDO, there was a time when his family arranged his engagement to a girl. So Abdul Kalam's mother told him that they had fixed his engagement and that he should take leave from work and come home early on the day of the engagement. When the day of the engagement arrived, the girl's family came to their house, but at that time, Abdul Kalam was at his office. At that time, he was extremely busy with projects like SLV3 and PSLV, so he didn't even go to his own engagement, and the girl's family kept waiting for him at his house. While most people can't even manage to work 8 hours a day, Abdul Kalam used to work 18 hours a day. When he went to study at MIT, his sister sold her jewelry and gave him 1,000 rupees for his fees. So when Abdul Kalam went to study aerospace engineering, his professor asked all the students to design airplanes. So Abdul Kalam also made his design and went to show it to the professor, but when he showed it, the professor got angry. He said, "What kind of design have you made? This is absolutely useless. Kalam, give me a good design within the next 3 days, otherwise your scholarship will be cancelled." Hearing this, Abdul Kalam became a bit worried because his sister had sold her jewelry to give him money for his studies. So if he didn't get the scholarship in such a situation, how would he be able to fulfill his dream of doing something for the country? That's why, for the next 3 days, Abdul Kalam neither ate nor slept. For 3 days, he kept working on designing the aircraft. And after working day and night, when he finally took his design to the professor was amazed because this time Kalam had created an excellent design. So it was through his hard work that Abdul Kalam was able to become so great. That's why, if you want to achieve something in your life, remember that struggles will come. The bigger your dreams are, the bigger the struggles and problems you will have to face. But it is this very hard work that will one day make you great. Number 4, you should persevere. Perseverance means sticking to your work no matter how many difficulties come your way. We can also call perseverance persistent discipline. Abdul Kalam considered perseverance to be a very crucial point for success. Let's understand this through a story from his own life. When Abdul Kalam was transferred to ISRO in 1969, he was made the director of the SLV3 project. Abdul Kalam and his team worked tirelessly for 10 years. During this time, Abdul Kalam worked every single day. He didn't take a single Sunday or any holiday off. And after 10 years, in 1989, India launched its first SLV3 missile. Even after so many years of hard work, the first launch of the SLV3 failed. The media pointed fingers at Abdul Kalam because he was the director of this project. At that time, ISRO chairman Satish Dhawan supported Abdul Kalam and promised the people of the country that Abdul Kalam and his team would complete this project within the next year, and Abdul Kalam delivered on that promise. The following year, he and his team worked incredibly hard again, and this time they had learned from their previous failure. That's why they carried out every task with great attention to detail, and this time, in 1970, India's second SLV3 launch was successful. After that, under Abdul Kalam's leadership, India also completed its PSLV launch project. So, what we learn from this story is that it's not necessary that you will always succeed just by working relentlessly hard every time. You may also fail, but you have to keep trying while overcoming those failures, because you can't reach your destination by being afraid of difficulties, and those who keep trying never lose. Lesson number 5. Be humble. Despite being so successful and great, Abdul Kalam was a humble and simple person. This was at the time when he was chosen for the position of president and his inauguration was to take place. He was asked whom he would like to invite to his inauguration. Abdul Kalam replied, "You must have already invited my family and everyone else, but I would like to invite 2 more people. One was a cobbler who used to help me during difficult times by mending my worn-out slippers. And the other was a dhaba owner who would sometimes give me a couple of rotis for free." As per his request, both of them were invited as well. If a person can invite a cobbler and a dhaba owner to his own inauguration, you can imagine how much kindness and simplicity he must have had within him. Another story about him like this is also very popular. Once, when Abdul Kalam was strolling in the garden of the Rashtrapati Bhavan, as he often did, he suddenly noticed a peacock. The peacock was unable to either open or close its beak, so he called an animal doctor and asked him to take a look at the peacock. When the doctor examined the peacock, he discovered that it had a tumor in its throat, which was why it couldn't open or close its beak. After that, Abdul Kalam arranged for the peacock's complete treatment and had its tumor removed. After that, the peacock was released back into the same garden and now it was able to open and close its beak. Abdul Kalam always focused more on helping those in need than on his own benefit. And that's why he often used to say that as human beings, we should help everyone in need. So friends, these were some inspiring stories from Abdul Kalam's great life and the success and life lessons he shared. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video with more inspiring content like this. Thanks for watching.